I feel like a lot of you were expecting me to make this kind of video. Erbito Black, the mysterious Saiyan, versus Kenjiri Smoke, the man, the myth, the nightmare of Okami Kyokai. But I'm going to add a little twist to this. And instead of doing a comparison between these two, I'm going to throw in a new contender. And that contender is Red Bear. Not Mistoki Bear, Red Bear himself. The Red Bear spirit is going to be part of this comparison video. So if you do enjoy it, tell me your thoughts down below, leave a like, and let's get on with it. Since Red Bear is the odds one out amongst the three, I'm going to start with him first. Now there's a lot of drama in the Mistoki series, so I'm going to try to break things down as well as I can for this video. So it starts off with a confrontation with Mistoki and Hakar, when Mistoki is killed by getting blasted in the heart. A few months go by, and a man named Mystic revives Mistoki and promises Mistoki that he will get revenge on Shay. All while doing this, he corrupts Mistoki's soul with the Red Bear spirit. Due to unexplained circumstances, the entire universe gets destroyed, and the only entity left in existence is Red Bear. The Red Bear spirit somehow finds its way in the main timeline of the Mistoki series and hunts down past users of the Bear Tales. In this new timeline, we learn that every 2,000 years a new Bear Tales holder is born, and Red Bear will siphon their powers until they accept him as a part of themselves. And at some point during the events of this new timeline, Red Bear was reincarnated into Mistoki after being sealed away by one of the previous users. Jumping into this section of the video, the first thing we're going to do is ignore all the in-game stats because they're absolutely BS and don't matter. Start off with a simple one. Kenjiri, Erbito, and Red Bear all have a very aggressive fighting style. They will pressure their opponents as hard as they can and never slow down. Erbito has shown this against Kashi, Kenjiri Smoke showed this against everyone, and Red Bear shows this every time he takes over Mistoki's body. Stealing abilities would be the second point. As we saw in the story mode, Erbito obtained his Hellslayer Rosé form after defeating Kashi using the amulet. Kenjiri Smoke absorbs the abilities of all his opponents, enhances them, improves them, perfects them, and basically evolves as he does that over time. The same thing goes with Red Bear. Red Bear would absorb the abilities of his hosts, making them his own and improving them as well. The third comparison would be the ability to make clones. Red Bear can make up to 8 clones of himself, all equal to his power. This is similar to Kenjiri Smoke, where all the clones evolve at the same rate as he does. And to compare Erbito Black, we haven't seen him make clones, but because he's based off of Goku Black, it's very possible that he probably can do that. After going through all the data, it's time to see who stands the best chance if these three were to meet and confront one another. For one, all three of them have traveled across timelines and threatened the heroes of their respective universe in said timeline. Erbito Black defeated Kashi in the Human Realm. Kenjiri Smoke was able to travel from his timeline to a completely different timeline in Volume 3. And as stated earlier with Red Bear, he was able to fight the previous users of the Bear Tales spirit by ending up in a different timeline after his original timeline was destroyed. And from what I can gather, the amount of power Red Bear can utilize depends on the host he possesses at the time. However, it's not stated whether Red Bear loses the abilities if the host dies or if he possesses someone else. And to compare Mistoki to the past users, he would be the second strongest amongst all of them. So Red Bear would have a decent amount of power to utilize. Realistically, this could go any way, given the fact that all three combatants can just steal each other's powers, but I feel like Erbito Black would be at the most disadvantage because Kenjiri or Red Bear could easily just destroy the amulet or steal it for themselves and gain Erbito's powers, along with whatever abilities he stole before obtaining Kashi's power as well. And if I were to further dive in with the explanation on Red Bear, from what I'm getting, even if you kill the host that Red Bear possesses, his spirit would still lurk, and he could possess another Bear Tails user who could either be stronger or just as strong as the one who was just killed. Even with that said, destroying Red Bear's host would still put him at a disadvantage because he still can't utilize his powers to the best of his abilities. Meaning that the fight would come down to either if Erbito or Kenjiri could take out Red Bear's host, or Kenjiri and Red Bear take out the amulet and exploit Erbito. However, in terms of base power, both Kenjiri and Erbito would outskill Mistoki. So this is really a freeway battle, unless you want to count the fact that Kenjiri could absorb both of their abilities and his body would evolve to the point where he could utilize all of their abilities, and I guess you could say he could win from there, but at the same time we have no idea how this fight could actually go.
When there's no legs, it'll kill